Okay, let's start with the first question. In the first question, we have to identify the physical quantity that is not scalar. Okay, so speed is a scalar quantity, time, this is scalar, time is also scalar, this is a vector quantity, energy is also a scalar quantity, so it's option C. In the second question, a cannonball is dropped from a 3-story building. Which row of the table correctly describe both the speed and acceleration of the cannonball as it falls? And you have to ignore the air resistance. So it's a free fall motion in absence of air resistance. Okay, absence of air resistance. So it will be g will be, acceleration will be constant, that is 9.81 meter per second square, and speed will increase. So it's option B. Third question. A helicopter flies the route as shown in the figure and it stops for the 30 minutes. It's a stopping time. The total time for the helicopter taking off and landing is 4 hours, and you have to find the average speed when it is flying. So average speed formula is total distance divided by total time. Okay, so total distance will be, we have to add these distances, 100 plus 50 plus 30 plus 70. So total distance is 100 plus 50 plus 30 plus 70, that will give you 250 kilometer. Okay, and the time of flying, time of 4 hour is the total time, in which 30 minutes is a rest time. Okay, so time of flying will be 4 minus 30 minutes is equals to 0.5 hours. Okay, 0.5, so that is 3.5 hours. So this is a flying time. So what we have to do, we have to divide the total distance with the total flying time. So that will give us 250 kilometer divided by 3.5 hours. So 250 divided by 3.5 give us 71.4. So it's 71.4. It's option D. Okay. Question 4. Which of the quantity below is weight an example of? Achha, weight is basically, weight is force of gravity. Force of gravity. So it's option D. You can also judge it by the units. Force is made in Newton and weight is also made in Newton. So both are same. 5. Which row in the table gives the correct unit for the mass and the weight? For the mass we have grams or kg. For the weight we have Newton. So it's, for the mass it's kg and for the weight it's Newton. It's option D. A student is given for object a mass balance and a meter rule. Which of the object can he determine the density of using only the meter rule and the balance? So from the balance we can measure the mass, and meter rule is used to measure a volume of regular shape object. So this is regular shape, aluminium, wood and plastic. This is irregular shape object. Okay, so for irregular shape you need a measuring cylinder. So you can measure a density of aluminium, wood and plastic. It's option C. Okay. Which piece of equipment is used to measure the mass of an object? A balance is used to measure mass of the object. An astronaut has a weight of 80 kg on the earth and gravitational field strength on the moon is 1.6. You have to find the weight. As we know that mass will remain same on the earth and the moon, so weight is equals to m into g. Mass is 80 on the moon as well, multiply by 1.6, that is a gravitational field strength on the moon, that will give us its weight on the moon. So 80 multiplied by 1.6 give us 128 Newton. So option B. Question 9. The density of the block of wood is this and the mass is this. This is the density, this is the mass, you have to find the volume. So we know that density is equals to mass divided by volume. So you have to find the volume. Volume kahan pe? Volume is in the denominator. Okay, so you have to shift this volume on the left hand side. So this will be density multiplied by volume is equals to mass. And what we need to shift this density now. This is multiplying on the left side. When it will go on the right side, it will be divided. Okay, so it's mass divided by density. Mass is 583.3 and density is 2.7. So 583.3 divided by 2.7 gives you 216.03. Okay, so it's option C. Question 5. Five identical spheres are placed between two blocks in order to measure this diameter. What is the diameter of a single sphere? Okay, so there are five spheres. So basically, from this point to this point, this is one diameter. This is another diameter. This is another. This is another. And this is another. So if you consider distance from this point to this point, this distance is equals to 5 diameters. Okay, and this reading is basically 16 and this is basically 5. So 5d is equals to 16 minus 5 gives you 11. So 5d is equals to 11. Okay, so d is equals to 11 divided by 5. So if you divide 11 divided by 5 gives you 2.2. Okay, centimeter. Okay, 11 question. A bus travel at a constant speed. It stops for a short time and then travel at a higher speed. Draw a distance time graph for the journey. Okay, there are three conditions basically. First, it's traveling with a constant speed. Then for the short time interval, it stops for a short time interval, then at a higher constant speed. Okay. Okay, it's a distance time graph. So slope is equals to speed in that case. So first of all, you have to draw a constant slope and then it will move with some, it will rest. This is rest time, and then a slope with some increase, some higher speed. Okay, so more steepness, but it's a constant as well. Okay,